What's going on, guys? It's Jose, you're known by Basic Trades. What I want to bring to this channel is fun and education on how to trade in the stock market. Just give you a little bit of background about myself. Just like you, started off just working a 9 to 5, just doing everything I could. I got into it from the Dogecoin era back in 2017. I made some pretty decent money, but then I lost a lot of it because I found out crypto just wasn't for me. And then through that, I was able to get into the stock market. I found options. Options has been wonderful. At the beginning, you make a lot of money, and then once you actually start to learn, you lose a lot of money. But then once you actually finally learn how to do it, and actually learn how to trade, how to execute a trade properly, you can make a pretty decent living. This channel is basically to provide you A to Z information on how to trade in the stock market, how to read candlesticks, and how to read charts, so that way you yourself can make some decent money. So I got me and my team, we're able to help you out as much as we can. My experience in the stock market has been great. You know, I've actually have found a lot of success through that. It's been great. It's paid me very, very good. The returns on it has been significant. I went from, you know, making my monthly salary in one trade. The stocks that I like to focus on is, I like to have specific stocks. It's like obviously the SPY, you know, QQQ, you know, the main tech stocks, which is NVIDIA, Tesla, and Meta. Meta's also been pretty well that I've been dabbling, but my main go-to is SPY. That's where I normally make a living. That's the stock that I'm familiar with, I'm comfortable with, and that's pretty much the ETF that everybody does. I don't really like to go into a variety of stocks because it's extremely volatile on some stocks. The main one, SMCI. People have lost quite a bit of money on MCI because it's such a volatile stock. As a share, it's good, not as a trading stock. My biggest trading win and what I've learned from it was once you're comfortable with your strategy and you're good with your strategy, you can hold and it'll pay. My biggest trading win that I've made is actually 20 grand in one trade. That was an amazing run. The trading strategy that I normally focus on and that I go to a lot is the trend. I look for trend and then where it breaks. Once that I see that, that's my setup. That's what I'm comfortable with. Sometimes I look for wedges. Sometimes I look for just basic double bottoms, double tops. But I normally am a trend trader. That's basically how I like to trade. I look for the time frames. I go for the daily, the 4 hour, and then the 1 hour. I look for the trends there. And then once I see they start to break, that's when I get into my entry and then I ride the wave basically. How I like to manage my risk is I typically don't risk a lot when it's a choppy market. I keep a tight stop loss when it's at a choppy market, but if it's on a trend day and it's moving the direction, I could put on a little bit more risk and then widen the stop loss. I'll widen it up a bit, but when it's something that is just like a choppy market, I'll tighten everything up. The stop loss strategies that I like to implement, I don't go anywhere more than 20% capital I'm using. If it's a big capital, I'm not risking a whole lot. I am managing the stop loss to a very, very tight stop loss. But if it's a regular capital that I'm willing to risk losing, then I won't go no more than 20%. How you handle a losing trade is, for one, if you are stressed out about a losing trade, you're over leveraging. That is a mistake that a lot of people get into. They over leverage, they risk it all, they blow the account and they risk it. You have to be able to manage your risk on what you're willing to lose and keep that at a tight minimum. So how I manage it, if it's a bad day, you just gotta go for a walk sometimes. Like I've lost quite a bit of money in some trades, but I wasn't managing it well, and that was at the very beginning. Now I've gotten to the point where I know my risk and I know my tolerance and I know what I'm willing to put in and what I'm willing to not put out. So when the market's at a volatile movement, you got to maintain your composure by simply just trusting your strategy. You have to be able to recognize, and screen time is the best way to learn. You have to be on the market. You have to identify and recognize all your strategies and things that you have done that worked for you in the past. That way you build confidence, you're comfortable, you're willing to make the risk. And with that said, I hope this helps you guys out on your trading journey. Trade smart, trade safe. God bless.